Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you can hear us and you can see us, and we are live with you this evening. Today we have a very exciting live to share with you. It is our sneaky peek of our brand new Jamie Rogers Crafts collection. Now, before we delve in and have a little look through the brand new collection and I get lost in endless ramblings, before we get too far along, can you let me know if you can hear us and that you can see us okay? Because as always, it's always a bit tricky to know if we're coming across live and in sound and all of them important bits. Now, you might already hear the door going. Challenge Annika has been sent off last minute to go and grab something I needed. It is another one of the new goodies I want to share with you this evening. There is so much to get through tonight, honestly. If you haven't already got yourself a pen and paper, it might be a good time to get a pen and paper because there is a lot to chat about tonight and a lot of new bits to share with you. Now, this is a new Jamie Rogers Crafts collection that we're going to be chatting about. But there are other new items that will also be creeping in today from Creative Expressions and some other bits and bobs too. So there is loads to get through. Now let's just check and see that we are coming across loud and here and that you're not just watching me mumble around a screen, okay? So let's have a little look. Good evening, Kathleen. Good evening, Sue. Good evening, Sue. Good evening, Beth Ann. Kim. Hadrian's Hobbies are with you. Lovely to have you with us again, Hadrian's Hobbies. Always nice to see you in the comments. Good evening as well, Pippa. Thank you all for joining us. It's lovely to have you with us. Tonight we will be looking, as I say, at our brand new collection. This will actually be launching exclusively on Hobby Maker this Saturday at 1 PM and 5 PM. I'll give you those times again as we go throughout the evening. But 1 PM and 5 PM this Saturday it will exclusively launch to Hobby Maker, and then the following week it will become available from our stockists, and I'll tell you more about that later on. But before I forget to introduce our hostage in Hostage Corner, shall we pop over and just check in with our Peter and make sure that he's with us and safe and recovered from his Challenge Annika mission, because I did just have him running around in circles. So let's see if he's here.
Never run so quick.
That was impressive. You had a long distance to cover in about 30 seconds.
They don't know where I went though, do they?
They don't know where they went. Where you
did have
went.
a long distance to go. But it's good.
Good?
It's like, you won't be back by the time I get on there. I was like, I'm going to try. So there I was.
You do have long legs.
Lying long.
And that was a bit of a Baywatch run there, Peter.
Was it? Well,
it was a bit of a Baywatch run. I was impressed. Slow-mo. Okay, moving swiftly on, shall we?
Anyway, good evening.
From Peter's Baywatch running. I don't know if any of us need to watch this that too often, do we? Okay, so before we jump on into having a little look through the new collection, one piece of business we do always have to get out of the way is our homework winner for this week. Now this week, thank you all very much for taking part, and I know we actually pushed you a little bit further than we normally do. We gave sizes and colours and all sorts, more details than we normally make you tick, and it was a joy to see some of you take part with that. This week's homework has been won by the very talented, very lovely Judy Label. Am I pronouncing her second name right? I was going to check this with you before we did this, because I never think I'm getting that right.
I don't know.
Libel?
I think libel, but I think
Label,
next time
libel?
she pops up, she did pop over, didn't she?
She did.
She did.
I believe she possibly originates from England, but I might be wrong.
But now she might be along later. Judy,
so yeah,
if you're watching.
Judy, if you are watching, then
us.
pop us your address over in an email so that we can send out your parcel to you. Congratulations and thank you for taking part. Thank you to all of the people who joined in with our homework mission. Our homework missions, we normally tell you 2 or 3 weeks in advance what's coming up for our homework. They're in the events sections on the CE pages, both the group and the main page. Some of you have already noticed we do not have any events posted. There is a reason. All I'm going to tell you or show you is this little Christmas tree. And then I'm going to tell you that there'll be a new competition announced soon. But proper homework as you know it is currently on hold, and all will become clear in the next couple of weeks. So we will tell you more on that one as it develops. We was hoping that we could tell you more this evening, but something wasn't delivered in time. And I'm not going to tell you any more than that. So keep an eye out on the social pages and we will let you know more about that one when we can do. So, okay, did we have anyone else join in with us? Good evening, Gwen. Lovely to have you here. Good evening, Joyce, Bethan, Deborah, Pat, Kim. Oh, Kim reckons you need the Baywatch trunks.
I know. Can you be
Don't know if
chuckling?
we need Pete in
Good
Baywatch
Lord.
trunks.
Can you imagine?
Good evening, Charlene. Good evening, the Paper and Ink Boutique. Lovely to have you with us. You're going to have to help me out here. What time is it in Canada currently? I'm guessing it's probably early, or late. I never know. You'll have to tell us in the comments. Always nice to hear.
Early.
As I can see, we've already got a couple of our stockists with us this evening. If there are any stockists with us, please don't hesitate to pop a link into the comments and let us know where we'll be able to find these goodies we're about to reveal to you when they are launched for our stockists next week. Of course, it might be that you want to just let us know where some of the other goodies that we have in stock are already. And maybe you want to pop a website link, maybe you want to tell us a little bit about your store or your however you sell your products. We have some that just do them at shows, some that just do them online, some that do them just in stores, some that do everything. Tell us in the comments, tell us a little bit about each of one of our stockists if you're here with us and would like to. So okay then, collection reveal time. Now, I was meant to tease, weren't I? And I could remember that there was something I was meant to be doing and I couldn't remember what it was. Does anyone, Pete was like, you're going to have to ask them to guess. Does anybody have any guesses at what the theme for our very exciting new collection could be? So while I tell you about the first 2 dies, which isn't going to give it away at all, guess in the comments what it might be. What could the theme potentially be for this evening's new reveal? I know many of you have been guessing over on the James Rogers Crafts page this evening and this afternoon. You may have seen a photo of me and Ivy. Ivy is my great niece and she is absolutely adorable, and she's been in today visiting at HQ as she does from time to time. And I'll be honest, we just didn't really do a lot of work, did we? We did more cuddling than working.
Some of us did more cuddling, didn't we?
Cuddling. Love our little baby cuddles with Ivy.
She?
She's gorgeous. And she's gained these proper little cheeks this last couple of weeks, isn't she?
Yeah.
I keep saying it looks like she's turned into a Kardashian. She's got proper big cheeks. She's gorgeous and so yummy. Anyway, we digress. Let's have a little look at what we're talking about, shall we? While you guess in the comments what the collection might be in its entirety. I thought we'd do things slightly different this evening. We're going to do a quick run through and then we will go through all of the boards and all of the samples. I've got hundreds of samples to share with you. Now, die number 1 that we're introducing this evening. This is our Daisy Lace Circles. I'm not one genuinely for often blowing my own trumpet and telling you how much I love products I bring out, because I think that's your decision to make and not everything's always going to suit everybody. But oh my goodness, am I happy with how these have come out, how these work and what these create. I couldn't be more delighted with these sets. This is so intricate, it is so beautiful, and it is so large that you can do so much with it. So I'm talking frames for scrapbook pages, I'm talking home decor, I'm talking card blanks. Fold these in half, you have got some beautifully sized card blanks, and that can run all the way through them. But not only do you have the biggies, you also of course go right the way down to the delicate ones. And on top of that, you've got this bonus die in between each layer, giving you this beautiful like scalloped edge, picket kind of edge that runs with them to an eyelet edge maybe. We'll call it an eyelet edge. Again, absolutely in love with the eyelet edge, and you're going to see more of that I feel in the future, I'm sure, because I've fell in love with it so much. But at the moment, it's the perfect addition to go between these. These, of course, are 2 separate dies, giving you the ability to build up with them. And when we're talking circles, and this is always something important, of course, I'm going to chat to you about my circles, as in my mats and layers, so scalloped and postage and decal and all of those different circles. But a circle is a circle, unlike an oval or a rectangle, where they vary a bit in sizes depending on the brands. Circle is a circle, a square is a square. So if you've got a tonic circle, or I don't know, a Sweet Dixie circle, or a Sizzix circle that you really like using, but you'd like to give it a new flavour and a new style with a new edge, then this is going to work for you to be able to use this one with those ones. Size wise, this goes all the way up to 8 by 8 and all the way down to 1.3 by 1.3. Now, you know me, we can't just do one of something. So let's bring in the matching squares, shall we? 8 dies in the square set too. And as I said earlier, this doesn't really give you many indications as to what collection we're launching this evening, because these could be anything. These could be Valentine's, they could be birthday, they could be anniversary, they could be Christmas, they could be summer, they could be just about anything you can think of. I think you could make these work in some format or another. Again, 8 dies in the squares and pretty much the same sizes, going all the way up to 8 by 8 and right the way down to 1.3 by 1.3. Now, have we got any guesses? Let's have a little look. We have got, oh, I can see somebody's going to be right. Let's have a little look. Love the daisy circle die, says Claire. Lynn says evening. Evening, Lynn. Will the circles complement Sue's noble circle dies? Kathleen asks. Absolutely. As I say, any circles from any brands, a circle is a circle. So if you wanted to layer those in with them, you absolutely could do. I will also actually point out the edgeability of these, and we'll talk more about this when we talk about samples. But although they are a square or they are a circle, don't forget we could snip into these and just use pieces of them. And I've got some lovely examples of those to share with you too. There's lots and lots to share with these. They are beautiful. Where was my guesses gone? Where's my guesses? Baby or nursery, I can see one person guessing. Who was that? That was lovely Sue. Sharon likes the idea of scrapbooking with them. What else have we got going on? It's moving too quickly, I can't see. So Pete, you're the one on comments. Call out anyone else who's give us any guesses if you can, please.
Yeah, lots of baby-related suggestions.
Oh.
Possible wedding, floral collection, but the majority are saying baby.
Ta-da, you might just be right. Now, if Ivy didn't give it away in the photo, it is, of course, a baby collection. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was seeing Sophie and the journey of her pregnancy and sort of seeing actually what was on the market and available for me to be making baby-related crafty products that made me really feel we needed a baby collection. It was something that had to be put into production, and it genuinely was down to baby Ivy's arrival that we are looking at this collection today, and it's truly very inspired by Ivy and the journey to having Ivy here with us. This is kind of like, for those of you that know about our brand and kind of collect the products, this is like a cuddly clan. It's not a cuddly clan because it's not one of our animals, but it's kind of done in the same way. In which by I mean you're going to receive a DL set of stamps and then the matching dies to go with them to cut out the elements for you. As always, where we have room to, we fill in some sentiments and bits. You've got special delivery to the new parents. It's your baby shower. Did somebody order a baby? Best wishes on your new arrival. So lots of sort of pieces you can mix and match around with them, but matching dies to cut them out. Now, of course, you can use the stamps just on their own. They don't have to be cut out, but if you want to cut them out, you've got the dies to do that for you. Now, I'm going to be truthful with you. When we started working on these sets, we got a little bit carried away. We couldn't just do one when we could do two. So I introduce you to Pebble the bear. Again, full confession, me and Pebble are a little bit in love, and I happen to feel Pebble will have to come back later down the line to be featured in more collections because I absolutely love this character. It is so much fun to colour in, it is so much fun to bring to life. And being honest with you, this is part of our baby collection as it says on the packet, but it doesn't have to be about babies. Valentine's Day is not far away, and teddies come in for so many reasons and occasions, don't they? Not to mention older children's birthdays as well. But to me, as somebody who collects Stife bears, teddies are here forever. So I love a good teddy. So if I can bring it in at any point, I will do. And I think that this little character is going to have a lot of fun and come to play in lots of different ways in my craftiness. With this one, of course, we've got our 3 main teddy elements, but we've got some little stars to go with the clouds, obviously. We've got some flowers to put at the feet and around the bears if you'd like to. And then we've got congratulations, sweet baby, hello, little one, welcome to the world. Welcome and to the world are 2 separate stamps. So it gives you a grand total in this one of 4 dies and 11 stamps, and in this one, 4 dies and 11 stamps. Now, as I say, this is a baby collection, but I think that's going to come in lots and lots of times over. Then we move on. We have our baby background. So this is our baby prints. So this is hand and footprints all dotted around on a big square backing plate. This is a 6x6 die set, and you're also going to spot that you've got another one of those lovely, beautiful edges that of course corresponds with the edges you're going to find in the squares. And this is a different size to what you're going to receive in here. So this gives you another one of those kind of eyelet edge squares to work in conjunction with this set. Eyelet edge might be misleading because you might think I mean the really patterned edge. I need to come up with a name for that little thing, and I know it's got a name. I don't know, we'll go there, we'll work that out. Anyway, little edge, but it means that this is separate to the hand and footprints plate. That means that this plate can cut into your card and remain there. It also means that you can use this edge with it if you wish to, or of course you could bring it in with any square dies you already have, including of course our mats and layer edges. So you could be adding a stitch line, a pierce line, a decal edge, a scalloped edge, a postage edge, all around that, and you can be picking where you wish to put your border to them as well. So lots and lots of options with those. Please do yell out any comments, Pete, if you need me to answer any questions or any bits.
That's good.
Then we move on to our rocking horse. Now this one again, this is a die for all year and all occasions. I'm going to give you a little heads up of what's coming. There are a couple of Christmas cards you are going to love to see made of this die, because I always associate a rocking horse with Christmas. I don't know why. I suppose it's the perfect gift for under the tree, but it is a beautiful die. Of course it fits in with our baby, our nursery theme, but it would of course fit very nicely for many different seasons throughout the year. This is one main focal die and then 2 decorative pieces to go on top of it, so you don't have to snip into it or add to it. And you're also going to spot, which I'm sure you have already because you're very keen-eyed, that our edge, our fancy edge, is being continued through the dies. So the moment we come to bring this in and layer it on top of those dies, it is all going to coordinate together for you. And I feel this is the first time I've done this or seen this done, even if I'm being honest, but I do live under a rock and I might have missed it. But it's a really lovely way to tie in your focal points to your mats and layers, and kind of a bit of a fresh idea. Now, let's have a little float through these for a second, because I'm out of order, but I'm going to bring in the next one because it works in the same way. We have got our vintage pram. So our vintage pram once again has that same beautiful detail running through it. As you can see, we are building up a theme, we are building up a picture, we are building up a collection, dare I say it, and it is all going to coordinate for you beautifully. Now, once you've got to this stage, you're possibly thinking, I'm going to need some decorative pieces. Maybe I'm going to go for the baby boy aspect of this collection. Maybe I'm going to go for the baby girl aspect of this collection. Do not fear, we have you covered. We have got the baby boy set and the baby boy essentials and baby girl essentials. And in these sets, as you can see, there's lots and lots and lots of interchangeability. With the building blocks, you can spell out baby, and that could be baby girl or it could be baby boy. In this set, you get the word baby, and that would, of course, fit very nicely with the baby girl over this side. Several of the other elements can also interchange between them, and one of my personal favourites is the little train that runs across the bottom. I think that's super, super cute. These dies are all done on one plate for you. So one plate passed through the machine is going to cut out all of these elements. And of course, as you've probably spotted already, that edge I'm struggling to come up with a name for this evening is also running around the heart, which is going to match in with the hand and footprints. And of course, is going to go right back in and match in with our daisy lace squares and circles at the bottom there. So again, wherever we can, we're making sure everything coordinates for you. Then we move on and we've got cherished borders. So with our cherished borders, I'll turn them this way so you can see them slightly easier. We have got our hand and footprints border, again with that matching edge, so coordinating back to where we need it to be. Then we've got our heart border. This is perfect for Valentine's Day, weddings, anniversaries. So not all of the elements are just about baby. There's a lot of scope here to coordinate throughout different things. Okay, and then we move on. And in my world, I felt we needed some finishing touches. So by that, I mean sentiments. We bring you 4 new sentiments. Congratulations on the birth of your grandchild. Hello, little one. And let the adventure begin. And congratulations on the birth of your baby. Sentiments I found very much lacking in the world and needed to bring to you to complete this collection. And that is a little snippet at the complete release that will be launching exclusively on Hobby Maker on Saturday at 1 PM and 5 PM. Now, as always, I would love to know, do you have a favourite element? Is there something in this that you're going, I need that? This is a need, not a want, a need. If so, let us know in the comments, because it's always interesting to see where your heart goes to first off. It genuinely does always kind of intrigue us as to what people are going to kind of radiate towards first of all. Now, as I put these away, Peter, do we have any questions before we move on to looking at samples and bits and bobs?
A couple of questions. There's lots of comments here. Elaine asked when they'll be launching or available from retailers, please.
So the retailer will be always, and this is a rule of thumb, so you will always know this, and I'm not saying it won't break, because one day it probably will for some peculiar reason, but whenever the shows are, the stockist launch date is the Tuesday after it. So as long as the shows on Hobbymaker, the exclusive launch doesn't fall on a Tuesday. If it did, then it would be the following Tuesday. But if the show's on a Monday, they'll launch the next day. If it's on the Wednesday before, it'll be the following Tuesday. So it's always Tuesdays at 10 AM after the show dates. So in this case, it'll be Saturday. I'd like to give you some dates, but I haven't got them to hand. I don't even know what month we're in. I've gone very blank.
So 8th of November.
Thank goodness Peter's here. That's why we keep him. So that's the 8th of November. Is the show date or the launch date?
That's the show date.
Show date's the 8th, so it'll be 10th of November. It'll be available from your stockists. And on Monday evening, we'll give you a run through of which stockists has pre-ordered this. They don't even know about this yet. Honestly. That's how much we treat you guys. We tell you about it as we tell them too, so they know about it as well. So I can't give you any hints at who's going to be stocking it because I don't know.
We have a few with us tonight. I know you mentioned a few. We've got a lovely Julie Jenner from Craft Bliss. Who else? We've got Jeanette from J Craft. She's now in Cambridge, heading our way.
It's like when you're on a plane and you watch somebody fly over, isn't it? Or you watch on the little screen.
Little flashy light.
Jeanette is heading for a visit. She's one of our amazing Australian stockists, and she's actually over here in the UK, and she's heading to HQ for a visit on Wednesday, and we can't wait to meet her and see her in person. So it's nice to hear she's in Cambridge and en route to us. That's lovely. Absolutely. A bit like tracking a parcel.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually thinking about this.
Who else have we got? Obviously we've got our Paper and Ink Boutique. We've got Robin Pitcher from Pitcher Stamps is on board.
Very lovely to have you all with us.
It's lovely to have her.
Shall we show them something else new?
Oh, go on then.
Okay. So we will go to samples in a minute. We'll chat prices for all of those items, and I've got so many samples to share with you. It's ridiculous. So if you haven't already got a cup of tea, you need to get one because we might be here a while. This is pen and paper time once again. Let's go for these. So this is cool and rather exciting and something I've really been working hard behind the scenes to be able to do. And we've had to pull a few strings to be able to do this, but I'm rather delighted about it. We are bringing you, let's go back to the right screen, we are bringing you over 100 types of ribbon. Now on the show on Saturday, we're going to be focused on these 12. So we've got a blue, a pink and a yellow bundle. But as a brand, we actually have over 100 varieties of ribbon that will be going live and available to our stockists very, very, very soon. This is something I'm absolutely delighted about. I love ribbon. I often think a card looks naked if it doesn't have a ribbon on it. It might just be a me thing, but I love ribbons. So as you can see in our bundles that we have put together for the TV, we have got our yellow collection, our pink collection and our blue collection. Now to give you some details and to show you what those ribbons look like, because it's never the same seeing a ribbon on a reel, is it? You can't actually see what they look like. These are all sheer ribbons. Let me just delve on in here to my tub. This one, for instance, has 20 meters on here, and we're going to see if we can put something white underneath it. So you're going to receive 20 meters of this lovely sheer pink ribbon, and I'm going to see if I can find a bit of black card at the same time, because you might not, oh, that one's been die cut. We don't want that one. It's got a bauble cut out of it. It also has a white stitch running down the edge of it. Now this again is going to be one that we have lots of different colours and variations for you. But you're going to receive 20 meters on this one. And the recommended retail price for the reel is $2.99. I know, that's silly, isn't it? That is a really silly price for ribbon. Then we have our blue version. So again, 20 meters on that one. Same stitch running down the edge of it, $2.99. Then we have our yellow version. Now I know I'm not displaying these very well, I'm kind of turning it into spaghetti junction, but I'm hoping you can see that lovely stitch coming through and running through them with your sheer ribbon. This one is a 16mm to give you an idea, so a great size to be looking at and making our bows out of and creating with. We then have, so let's take those ones away, we then have our polka dot ribbons. Now these ones, again, have 20 meters on them. These are 10mm, and as you can see on the black card, you've got a beautiful white polka dot on there. There is also the blue version to coordinate with that one. And then, of course, there is the pink version. We're going to give these to Annika in a minute and get him to put them all back on the reels. He's going to love me, isn't he? But there is our lovely polka dot collections of ribbons. Now, again, on these ones, you're receiving 20 metres per roll for just £2.99 a roll. I know that's silly, isn't it? I have loved ribbon for many years. I don't actually know of ribbons very readily available that compete with this in price, style and quality. Then we've got 25 metres. This one's a 10mm ribbon with a satin edge running down the side of it. So satin edges, sheer in the centre. Once again, £2.99 per reel. Then we have got the yellow version of this one. And again, 25 metres on this one, if you hadn't already guessed. And then we have got the blue one. So yellow, pink and blue, again, with the satin edge sheer ribbons. £2.99 per roll. And then lastly we end up with one of my favourites. And I know it's kind of the most plainest, boringest one as such out of the ribbon world, and some of the ones we're offering you are going to be bringing to you, but it is the essential. It's the blue sheer ribbon in this one, and that one has 25 metres on it and it's 15mm in width. We then have the yellow, and of course lastly we have the pink, and these of course have been chosen to tie in perfectly with our baby collection. If you have just tuned in for the first time, you might be wondering what you're looking at, but I'm hoping that you can see a beautiful display of sheer ribbons. Now I'm going to pop all these back in the pot and we're going to pass these off to Annika, who is going to put them all back onto the rolls in case we need them later on. Now, as I say, I'm not going to take you through all 100 variations that are available currently, because that would be a bit of a silly mission to take you through them this evening. We'll just leave our dear hostage. What's going on now? I can't leave you for more than a second, can I? Let's come back to me. Let's see if we can keep this on the straight and narrow, shall we? So again, before we move on, I have more new goodness to bring you. More, I know it's ridiculous, isn't it? More new goodness. Now this, before we start chatting about the baby collection and seeing all of the samples, is something else I'm rather excited to bring you. We have got new foundations. Let's take you through this little lot, shall we? So, carrying on with our traditional foundations collection, we have got Christmas Red. 240 GSM, I hear you say. 10 sheets, Christmas Red. We've then got Pink Blush. Brand new colours, these ones. Pink Blush, and by brand new I mean not done originally under the Foundations brand before we took it over. These are brand new colours to us here in the new Foundations era, the new Creative Expressions era. We then have Blue Whisper, 240 GSM. We then have Biscuit, 235 GSM, and this one looks like craft card but isn't craft card. It is card that is the colour of craft card, which opens up a whole new world because it is smooth and lovely like true Foundations card, but it has the colour and the tone of Foundations, and as you can see here, matches beautifully in with several of the different items. We then have Ballet Pink in 235 GSM. Now all of these, the ones that are currently on your screen, are also going to be available on Hobby Maker this Saturday in different bundles, and there are some original colours also coming into play in those bundles as well, but you're going to be seeing these colours used in lots of our examples that we'll be taking a little look at shortly. Now quickly, we also have Christmas Green in 240, we have Cherry Red in 240, we have Cardinal Red in 215, we have Deep Cocoa in 240, we have, oh, I nearly got there. These ones, those three, are colours that have been out before. So they're backups, you may have seen them before, you may already have some in your stash, but they are coming back in for you. Christmas Green is a new colour. Then we get to another exciting milestone in another journey that we're managing to bring you. I am talking 300 GSM Foundations card. Now, up until now, 300 or above was only available in coconut white, and that comes in a 315, and it's something I've really wanted to push for to bring you in the Foundation range is a thicker cardstock, because now we're talking card blanks, we're talking construction, we're talking home decor that we know is going to stand the test of time because it's got the body to stand up to whatever we're doing and bringing to it. Now, I have a feeling some of you might ask very quickly, can these colours become available in the lighter weights? That is something we are working on and would like to see happen shortly. But at the moment, we are going to celebrate the fact that in the 300s, we have deep rose, that lovely green, the tropical teal, the lake blue, the purple emperor, the hazelnut, the burnt orange, the fuchsia, the ceramic blue, the mushroom, the galactic navy, and the pine green. Now these ones are slightly more expensive as a recommended retail price. They are $5.99 recommended retail price per packet, and in here you're going to receive 10 sheets of 300 GSM card. If you actually look at it as a colour palette, and I'm going to try and get it so you can see it, I think you're going to see just how well these work together. It really is a colour palette that opens up a whole host of opportunities to you for all different creative missions. Now I think that is all of our newness, so it's time, I feel, for a little bit of inspiration. What do you think? Now, if you do have any questions about our wonderful world of foundations, or if you'd like to know more about the ribbons, then pop your questions in the comments and I will do my very best to answer them for you. Once again, we do not sell direct here at Creative Expressions, so you will have to keep an eye on your stockists. Once again, the stockists don't know any of this. This is new, the ribbon's new, the collection's new, so they haven't got it yet and they won't have it yet, but keep an eye on it as it starts to arrive with them in the coming weeks or days. We will tell you about the orders that come in and where to track down Foundations card, the ribbon, and of course the new baby collection when we're back with you next Monday evening to celebrate in advance Stockist launch day that will be taking place at 10 PM on Saturday. Until then, they will be exclusive to Hobbymaker and on the shows at 1 PM and 5 PM this Saturday coming. My ribbons are back. He's a good Annika, isn't he? He did that well, all nice and neat and back in my little IKEA tub. Very happy. So then, let's look at some inspiration, shall we? Shall we start with them eyelet squares and circles? I think we should, because they are beautiful and we need to talk about these because they are absolutely wonderful. Peter, please do jump in if we have any questions, because I will now just waffle emphatically about these for about 7 to 12 hours. I am absolutely in love with these. So as you can see here, we have got each of the layers cut out for you and just layered together, just to give you a little snippet of what they're going to be looking like. You could of course cut them out as frames. You could use your other nesting dies to cut out the middles as well if you don't want to have a scalloped edge running to the middle of them. So many ways we can use these. Recommended retail price for this set is $29.99. Let's have a little look at some inspiration with them. And I wanted to start off with this one because it shows you how you can go down to the very smallest size of that beautiful eyelet sort of daisy edge and still create some lovely cards with them. Even though that we're kind of picking out the smallest elements, we can build up from them. Maybe you like your clean and simple cards, maybe you like to pare it back, maybe you prefer smaller cards. Maybe like me, you've got a bit of an 8x8 kind of thing going on. Do not fear, 4 will fit on it perfectly. On top here you can see lots of our baby boy elements being brought in to add on to that as well, and kind of pair it together. Here's one where I've taken the actual largest one of the squares and turned that into my card blank by just folding it in half and then placing on the matching circles to build up that matching eyelet effect, which is something I really, really love because it just gives you an elegant professional finish by having that edge run through so many of your elements. And of course, if you prefer, that could have had the pram in the middle of it that ties in perfectly, or of course the rocking horse, and I'm sure we'll show you some samples of that shortly. Then we're just going to move them over so you can see this slightly easier. This is our box, or my box I should say, that I've created. I've used the hand and footprint border running around the edge. I've used the hand and footprints on the top to make the top of the box. I've then used the footprints from in with the, I believe, the baby girl off the top of my head to go in with that part. I've used the circles, of course, from the circle set, but it's all about these squares being used to make my box lid and box base toppers as such. They work so nicely as box tops and bases, and they even stand, which is really lovely to see. And it's not, I've cut this one for our 300 GSM white elite card, but it's not too delicate. It's not going to get too tatty. It's going to stand the test of time and give you a really professional, beautiful edge that matches in once again to your project. And of course, on the inside, could have had a matching card or a matching gift that's going to coordinate through nicely. This time we've gone for a slightly smaller size down. We've used the same edges that come in the set with the foot and handprints around the backing plate there, and then we've used the next size up actually from the daisy lace squares. We've of course used the daisy lace going around this panel too. We've used the sentiment panel which comes in with the stamp set that we'll look at shortly, and we've used our little teddy bear to go on this one too. Now Diane's created this, and a huge thank you to our DT. Honestly, they are incredible. The things they make is just joyous to see. And I've brought this one in to share with you because Diane really has focused in on how with such large dies, you can trim these down and use these as edges to work on your projects as well. So yes, they're of course squares, yes, they're of course mats and layers, but let's pile that back and use it just as an edge. Isn't that beautiful? In the center, you can see our lovely Pebble. Pebble, of course, is going to be coming up shortly. I love this little bear. And he's holding on to, or she's holding on to, all of the balloons that come in with the baby set. So again, showing you some interchangeability between the two. Again, done by Diane here, another lovely one. She has created this beautiful set of drawers filled full of baby goodies, and once again used the edge from our die set to make the lovely pattern running across the front of the drawer there. I also really like, and there's so many bits on these, it's always hard to know when to show you the cards because there's so many elements on this that I could put it in all the different places and it would fit so wonderfully. This panel here, this of course is from our stamp set, we'll be looking at that in a second, but not only has Diane added it coming out the top here to make this really cool little shaped element luxury topper to the top of her chest of drawers, she's also used the same die to cut away at the card blank to create the filigree base to the chest of drawers, because if that was just flat, it might look a little bit boring, but bringing that in, that gives that really lovely Victorian edge to the bottom of the chest of drawers. And she's done it on both pieces, or both together, so it goes right the way through the card blank and gives that beautiful effect that you can see created here. Then she's stuffed those drawers full of all of the different elements that we're going to see throughout the different pieces within the collection to build that effect up beautifully. Sharon's brought this one in for us. This one's gorgeous again, showing you how you can build up the different squares on top of each other as well. So we've got the smaller of the daisy edge, added onto that patterned edge, added onto another patterned edge, and then topped at the back there with the largest from the daisy edge. And I thought that was a really nice idea. I also like, and this is always nice to remember, that whenever we chat about squares, they don't only have to be squares, they can of course be diamonds. So Sharon has of course placed one in the middle, just on the tilt there, to create a lovely beautiful diamond effect with it. Now this is gorgeous. This one has, oh there it is. Thought for a second then we'd got a name. This one's Lynn's. Isn't this lovely? So Lynn has created an easel card. She's used the frames again to make that base panel. She's snipped the top off to make the sort of edge for the card to stop against. And then she's built up her frame, and she's actually used some foam tape to raise that up. She has brought in the steam from the train to make the clouds. That works so nicely. And she's brought in the Christmas village set to make the sort of base to go under her scene to of course bring in that baby delivery, that lovely stork flying through the air, delivering that little bundle of joy. Then we move on to our last one from this collection, or this little example, because we're meant to be focusing all on this edge, but as you can see, everything works together, so you see lots of elements in one go. This, of course, done by Lynn, as Lynn has used our lovely new paper as well. She's also brought in the rocking horse die, she's brought in the hand and footprints, and again, you've got the ABC blocks, you've got one of the sentiments, you've got the teddy bear, and of course the bottle, all added throughout that collection. And even a little bit of cheeky ribbon added up there on the top there to bring in that lovely hint of blue throughout the collection. Now then, shall we move on to our circles? If you was wowed by the squares, I wonder if you'll be wowed by the circles. Now, out of interest here, and I am asking you to comment another random thing for me. Are you team square or team circle? I'm going to set Annika the mission to try and count up what you guys pick. If I said to you, you're only allowed one, or we're only going to produce one, we're only going to do one or the other. We haven't, we've done both. But if we was to ask you a couple of months ago, squares, circles, what would it be? What would your choice be? I'm genuinely interested for the answer to this. So even if you never comment on anything else, join in and let me know, because I'd really like to know that. Squares or circles? Let us know. I'll reveal my favourite later. Okay, next one then, our beautiful circles. So again, postal removal. This one is $29.99. It's of course the same dimensions as our squares, which is great because it means it's all going to work together. Once again, you can see on our little board here, we've just black and white layered these to give you a little glimpse at what they could look like. Now, I would love to see a wedding cake made out of these, a 3D wedding cake. It's something that was on my hit list to do, but I didn't get a chance to do it. But I could see round boxes put between. You could do it with the squares as well, but round boxes, little size squares would probably be easier. But cakes should be circular. I don't know why, but they should be, shouldn't they, really? But perfect wedding cake frill that would work beautifully being built up. You could even, couldn't you? I know, here I go, I'm going off on tangents now. You could even bring in the flat edge and cut that and put that around the cake part, the edge of the cake. So you could have the doily on the top of the cake, and then you could have it run around the middle of the layer beneath it, maybe, if you had both. Or you could just do it out of the squares. Choice is yours. But I don't know, maybe I'm hungry. I just see this and think of cake. I don't know why. So, daisy lace circles. Let's see, what can we make with this one? Well, this is something I would like, and I'm not going to guarantee it, but again, let me know in the comments if you'd like me to, that we will make on next week's live if we get chance, because it's a bit too big for TV, and I knew we wouldn't have time tonight because I've got so much to talk to you about. But it is one of my favourite styles of card. It's just like a stepper card. It's not a stepper card, that's not the right name. A zigzag card, we'll call it a zigzag card. But a zigzag reminds me of an accordion. We had an accordion or something I was doing the other day. What is it with me and accordions? But it all folds back, and we have got little circles, and I've purposely left these quite plain, but we've got pebble running through our circles, and pebble features on each circle with a beautiful array of flowers and decorations right the way through to our plain insert one. You could add in a sentiment if you wanted to. Now I'm showing it to you in book form, just flicking through page by page. You could of course glue these together so it does create a book if that was what you'd prefer it to do, and you could add in more if you wish, but my one, I really like the fact that when it stands with 3 different stages, and you kind of, because of that, get a little peeky at each one of them as you run through them. But this is a little creation done with the circles to give you an idea. Moving forward, and again constructing with our circles, we have got another card that I've just folded the circle in half to make the card blank, and then built up on top of it again with the rest of the nesting circles, and of course adding in the pram for good measure. Now this flower, I'm going to have to do this before I forget, this here flower. This flower is going to be on the Hobby Maker shows this week. It is our pierced layered flowers. It's by Sue Wilson. Its recommended retail price is $15.99. I'm not going to tell you how much. It's not a silly price, but it will have a bit of a saving on the Hobby Maker shows this week. How much is P&P on Hobby Maker?
$4.95, I believe.
Oh, it's not quite there then, but it's not far off your saving on this one. So it's not far off your P&P being saved, which is a nice way to look at it. So if you like the look of the flower, that'd be a jolly good time to pop on in and get it. But it will be on Hobby Maker this weekend. It may already be with our stockists. It has been out a little while. But this flower set has 14 dies in it. And as you can see, you've got a beautiful outline flower. You've got a really cool, delicate flower. You've got middles. You've got foliage. It all builds up beautifully. If you do put the outside edge on top of the main flower, this is the kind of effect you're going to be able to create. Beautiful for doing two-tone effects with them, like you can see here. But lots and lots of flowers available in that one. And as I say, recommended retail price is $15.99. Now, sticking with that same idea, and this is what I love about sizes. I know that some people prefer smaller cards, some people prefer bigger cards. This is what I mean about giving you scope by giving you a size set like this with so many options. So bringing in the middle size of our circles. Bearing in mind, we still have that smaller size that you could make little nameplate settings for, maybe Christmas table settings, maybe party settings, maybe Pat Butcher earrings for anybody who knows Pat Butcher is. It could be many different things. But again, quite a beautiful size to be working with. But actually card blank sizes being built up with the 2 larger ones, or 3 larger ones even, works really nicely. Because of course this is the size of my light pink one. This is it that one? No, it's the second one down. Second one down for this one. And then, yeah, you've still got the third size as well, haven't you? Oh, I'm going to stop waffling. We're going to move on swiftly. I'm not going to pretend I knew there was 4 all along. But either or, you could pick whichever one of those you wanted to create your little easel cards, which work really, really nicely. This time I've chose to use the same size as my backing plate to put on the front to extend that lace up into the air. I didn't do that with this one, but we absolutely could do if you prefer. And you will once again see that flower featuring. And this, of course, is the brand new red that will be on the shows this week too. Now this time I did choose to add that circle on the largest size. So again, another folded in half panel to create the back of my card or base of my card, and then added onto the front there. This time bringing in that lovely rocking horse so that my lace runs through it in all different places too. And again, adding on the saddles and the extra decorations to really make that horse pop. Then we move on. This one's gorgeous. Look at this one by Diane. Diane's done this beautiful card, and you can see that lovely soft pink comes to us from our metallic wax, our lovely little jars of goodness. These little beauties. This is the cherry blossom that Diane has been using over the white card to create that really lovely soft shade of pearlescent pink. You can also see she's layered her flowers, brought in the same flower we was just chatting around. She has scored with a scoreboard her backing plate with that lovely eyelet lace running around it, and she's also complemented the design with our postage stamped squares too, so it all matches together beautifully. This one again done by Diane, and I love this. Look at that, for two completely different versions from one rocking horse die. And I don't know about you guys, but that's not kind of where I would have imagined we would be seeing this being taken. But I'm so pleased we have, and I think it's beautiful. This full-on explosion of rainbow and colour is just delightful. But then pairing it right the way back to this beautiful soft pink, both work beautifully. Isn't it lovely to see such a focal point being taken off in so many different directions? So again, it is all about our circles, but you can see, I don't know why I've put this one on this pile. I don't know why we're chatting about that one. That one should have been on the square pile. There's me getting carried away with rocking horses and forgetting where we're meant to be. I'll stick it on the square pile now, shall I? One but go back to this one. So with this one, rocking horse and of course circles coming through. Now, this is a bit yummy. This again is done by our lovely Diane, and Diane this time has brought in our two little babies. We're going to look at these shortly, our lovely baby stamps. She's brought in the bunny from the baby stamp set, and then she's layered the bunnies into one of the layers dotted between these circles. And this is actually again giving me cake vibes. The way she's built these up with the different foam tapes to give that really structured look, that really cool shadow effect between them. And it again is done on a circular base, so it is going to stand if you're not standing it on a non-slip mat. Isn't that just a really pretty and fun way to get creative with our little bunny stamps, and again building up those layers and showing you how you could bring all three of that eyelet lace layers together, and of course adding in that little picket edge as well. Then again, we've got one here from our lovely Sharon, and Sharon has taken the smallest circle and made lovely little focal points again to land her pieces onto them. And she's gone for one of them kind of gender reveal potentially, or unknowing baby boy, baby girl cards, which is a really lovely way to kind of sit in that middle ground a little. Lovely way. Maybe it's twins, maybe they had one of each. That was lucky, wasn't it? Then we move on, and we've got this one done by Lynn. Now this is really cool again. Lynn's been very creative. We're just going to move these ones over a sec because I want you to see how cool this is. Lynn has created a baby's bib from the circles. So she's cut them out, she's layered them together, and then she's just cut away a circle at the top there and brought in our heart border that we'll be looking at shortly. She's added on some ribbon, and this isn't one of the ribbons that's on the show, but it is one of the styles of ribbon that we will now have available through Creative Expressions. This one has a beautiful rainbow, like iridescent lurex thread running through the centre of it, and it comes in about 10 different colours, doesn't it? Somewhere around that.
It does.
It does, he says from the sidelines. It does. And then we move on to another one from Lynn here, and this one's again really lovely. Lynn has made another little rocker easel, and what I really like is the way that she's added the decorations both around the front of the card and around the back of the card, so it's all finished off beautifully. On this smaller or middle size of the daisy lace circle, she's also managed to fit in some stamping around her lovely Pebble the bear. We've got best wishes on your new arrival, and again teaming in the balloons which come with the baby stamp we'll be looking at shortly.
Sharon says the gender reveal has a card inside.
Oh, does it? Oh, I haven't delved that far, Sharon.
Just look inside.
Oh, look inside. Come into my eyes. I want to have a little look. I'm actually excited about this. What are we going to find in the middle? Oh, it's a girl. So it is. See, it was good I went on the gender reveal idea. That could have been much more trickier if I was completely wrong. What a lovely idea, Sharon. Hello, little one with a little girl. And I feel like that's going to come out. Is that Velcroed in or foam taped? What have we got going on there? I feel that's Velcro. It is Velcro. How cool is that? Although I have removed the other side of one of the bits of Velcro. Sorry, Sharon. We'll tape that back in. What a cool idea that is. That's really lovely. I like that, Sharon.
Clever, isn't it?
Yeah. Didn't venture into the inside. I'm going to have to watch you in future, aren't I? You with your revealing cards. I love it. Okay, moving swiftly on. Let's have a little look at Pebble. Pebble, Pebble, Pebble. I'm in love with Pebble. Pebble is going to be my new favourite thing.
Someone asked where the name came from, Pebble.
Pebble?
I'm trying to remember, it was a late night name.
It was one of mine. But I don't know why Pebble. I don't know why Pebble. I don't know. I feel it's because of, I don't know. Was it? Maybe it was to do with Ivy, actually. I feel that Sophie called the bump Pebble for a while. So maybe it's linked to that. Or there was a whole... Pete's giving me the face. There was a whole thing about fruits as well, wasn't there?
And the satsuma, wasn't there?
There was a satsuma and a watermelon. It all got very excruciatingly not fun to talk about, bless her. But the baby did grow in fruit sizes. But I feel at the beginning it was called Pebble. I don't know, maybe I've dreamt that. Maybe that's where it come from. These things happened so long ago. But Pebble the Bear is our beautiful stamp. With this one we have our 3 characters, our outline dies, our sentiment panel, which again has a beautiful debossed line running around the edge of it. And then we've got our sentiments to go with that one, as I read out to you earlier. Welcome, sweet baby, to the world, little one. Hello and congratulations. The recommended retail price for these sets is just like our Cuddly Clown ones. They are $19.99. Now, I know that this is a baby collection and this could be a baby card. I also wanted to show you how very easy this would be to pop on something Valentine's-y up here in this corner instead. So I've done an easel with Pebble being the focal on here, but tried to keep it very clean and simple, slightly maybe a little bit more masculine so that it could be for Valentine's. Of course, we could have used the Pebble held in the heart if we prefer, and you will see a Valentine's card done with that one as well in just a moment's time. Then we've got another one here, just going off on some soft pinks and biscuit. You'll see biscuit used quite a lot. That was the new red and biscuit being used together. Biscuit is one of my favourites because it does look really soft and elegant and rather warm. And here we've got biscuit with our lovely new pale pink. Then we've got our Pebble being bought in with the heart, using the heart border on the biscuit cardstock, cutting that out and sinking the red underneath it. This one's really lovely. This one again done by Sharon. A little bit worried now. Is there something? I think we're safe. I think we're good. So a lovely card here, this time where Sharon has used nesting tile dies, which does remind me, these are back in stock. These sold out on our last show, didn't they, P? And we've been waiting for those to return. They have now come back in stock here at HQ, along with several other items. Father Christmas. Father Christmas is back in the building.
Cuddly Clown.
Cuddly Clown Father Christmas. And scalloped rectangles.
Yeah, postage rectangles, yeah, ferns, octagons.
Cuddly toy.
Yeah.
Good, we're on Pebble, chatting cuddly toys. This is lovely. This one is using all of the elements that I've cut out. So you've got lots of different pieces from in the collection, including lots of the kind of waste elements as such from the hands and feet collection, back in plate die. This one's lovely by Ian. Ian's gone for this beautiful pink bear. How cool is that? Pebble doesn't have to be grey, he doesn't have to be brown, he can be pink, he can be blue, he can be cream, he can be whatever colour you would like Pebble to be. And Ian has done a great job here of turning Pebble pink. Adding the baby wording down here in the building blocks, adding the girl, adding in the little booties, the duck, and of course the bottle, as well as the little top here on the coat hanger. That coat hanger is darling. Then we move on to another one from Ian. Ian's done another shaped card for us. One of these beautiful ones that we've created using the eyelet. I forgot the name now. This is bad. I've said it about 900 times. The daisy lace circles. That's the word I'm trying to remember. Daisy lace circles. And then added Pebble onto the insert. I also really like... Oh, insert? Outside. I also really like the way that Ian has snipped away at the clouds and put them dotted around on the front of the card too. It's a great way to actually build up that cloud kind of look and give more focus and sort of depth to our Pebble laying on the clouds there. Then I've got a bit creative with our tags. Our tags will of course be on the show this Saturday as well. If you haven't already come across our tags, there are 3 versions that are scalloped, decal and plain, and they all interchange beautifully. And with the scalloped you get the pierced element, with the decal you get the stitch lines, and they interchange throughout all of the sets. They will be on Hobby Makers shows on this Saturday. They are already available from stockists. They come out a couple of months ago, but they work so nicely with this collection. Because I think when we talk about babies, we know that there is potentially going to be a baby shower. We know that there is going to be an arrival celebration. We know that that baby is going to be celebrating lots of milestones for the next little while. So maybe we're talking giftware, maybe we're talking thank you gifts, maybe we're talking celebration gifts, maybe we're talking new arrival gifts, maybe we're talking baby's first birthday, baby's first Christmas. But all of these gifts are going to need tags to go with them, and this is the collection to decorate those tags. So to me it kind of made sense that we brought the tags to you at the same time. And what do tags need? They need ribbons. They need decorative ribbons to of course match in with our designs and hold our tags in place on those gift bags. Now of course tags can go on cards as well. It doesn't have to necessarily be tag for a gift bag or for a present, but it can work in lots of different ways. It could also be that you're going to do your scrapbooking pages to celebrate the new arrival and the new little bundle of joy, and you want to add tags into pockets and do all your journaling on them as well. But either way, that's a beautiful tag created with Pebble the bear. Then we move on to our last one here from Pebble, this one done by Ian, and Ian's taking Pebble. I love this. Pebble's carrying the little dummy. How cute is that? It's the first time I've spotted the little dummy in his hand. I love that. That's so adorable. He looks like he's just going off for a little wander down the street, dummy in hand. The world is his oyster. Pebble's out of here. And on the top there, we've got congratulations on the birth of your baby. And then Ian's added the word boy underneath that, of course, comes with the Boy Essentials set.
With that in mind, Kim did ask earlier on if any of the clothes or anything fit the bears.
They don't. No, they're not designed to fit on them. You could potentially layer them over them. You might be able to snip the bear about a little, but that always sounds slightly cruel, doesn't it? But they're not intended to fit, to be honest with you. But you could if you wanted. You could play. Okay, then we move on to our baby. So this one, of course, is special delivery. Special delivery brings with it 4 dies, 11 stamps. Once again, we've got lots of scope to build these up and create our scenes with them, as you've been seeing with lots of the different elements. If you wish to, you can of course just stamp them. You don't have to stamp them and cut them out. You can just stamp them. But if you want to stamp and cut, then you can do. This one again has lots of sentiments. Best wishes on your new arrival. Special delivery to the new parents. Did someone order a baby? And it's your baby shower. I love this set, so much fun. Let's have a look at a few cards created with it. So this one Diane's created by bringing in our baby, adding on the hairband. I love this, doesn't that just make you smile? And it does genuinely remind me of little Ivy. It's so cute. So we've got 3 babies in little windows, all created with our circle sets. We've got that beautiful hands and footprint border running across the background, and actually Diane's showing you how beautiful that is to make a background out of the border. Yes, you've got the background panel, but actually that border brings with it that lovely little matching edge that works so beautifully, and she's layered this up on top of our scalloped rectangles. So it's showing you how you could take this off on a more rectangular style if you wish to, because of course we chatted a lot about the squares this evening, but it's nice to see that the collection and the elements are going to work for you in rectangle sizing as well. Then we've got one here done by Sharon. This is very pretty. Sharon has gone to town with little iridescent gems on the middles of her daisy layers, which looks lovely. She's brought in the stalk and she's stamped it on the base layer, and then she's actually cut it and layered it up too, and that looks really lovely because it gives you more depth to your creation. It looks really, really pretty here in the studio. She's added those flowers onto each corner as well, which looks really lovely. Then we've got another one done by Sharon. We've got the balloons carrying the baby this time, which works really nicely as well, doesn't it? Reminds me a bit of the Disney film Up, where the balloons are taking the house away. Really lovely, cute little card with a Hello Little One on the corner. Then we've got another one here by Sharon. Sharon's added that little diamond in there again from the square set in the middle I love the way she's been doing that throughout her creations. We've of course got that matching in with the edges too. And you can also see that Sharon's left the pieces within that die cut. So if you don't want the openness of that die, then leave the pieces into it. We've shown you how to do that on lots of the videos and lives before, where we cut 2 pieces of card at one time. So instead of cutting all the way through, we end up with that cut-in effect. Kind of gives it a more debossed look. Of course, you can paper piece the pieces back in, but that might take a bit of time to do. So it's usually easy if you cut 2 at once. I also like the way Sharon has stamped her background here with that lovely little bunny stamp that is going to come to you in this set, and actually use that to make up the background all around the reverse of the card. And then this is lovely. This one is done by our dear Wendy. Wendy has brought in the papers from our winter snow pack. What was that called, Peter? Do you remember the official name?
Snowy Scenes.
Snowy Scenes pack. I thought this was a really clever idea because, of course, there's lots of soft blues in that pack, and it shows you how that's going to run all the way through the year too, and perfect for our baby boy cards. We can see our little baby stamped on here, the little train running up underneath him. These beautiful balloons brought in and added to the side as well. Now this one's cool. This one's done by Ian. Ian once again has gone off on this tangent like Lynn did, which I thought was really cool, of bringing in the Christmas scene village and adding that underneath our stalk. So our stalk has a beautiful scene to be flying over, and adding the Hello Little One off to one side. Another one done here by Ian. This is beautiful, isn't it? He's created a little window with our baby just poking through from underneath with New Arrival, and then our little border added down the side, and it's really nice to add in that golden hue with this one too. Maybe these are your kind of a birth announcement cards. That would work really nicely. Now this is cool. Lynn has gone off. Our baby is on that rocking horse. That baby is not waiting to be old enough to be riding that horse single-handedly. It is getting on board straight away, and it looks good, doesn't it? Teamed with Pebble, who's wandering along with a balloon like, I'm not going to watch this, this is going to end up horribly wrong, kind of walking away from Baby on the rocking horse, who clearly is creating mischief already. That could be Ivy. I can see the mischief in her eyes. And then of course we've got the lovely border added at the top there. We've got stamping done in multicolours with that lovely little flower stamp that comes to you with Pebble's stamp set. And you've got the border at the top and the bottom, again with a little bit cheeky ribbon added in there too. Then this is cool. This one's done by Ian. Ian has, of course, taken our circles, he's cut them, and he's then fluffed them, folded them back and forth to give a really cool effect running around the edges of his card. He's brought in our alphabet set. This is the velvet script alphabet set, so adding the word twins at the top. He's added both babies on here, and then used the building blocks to add the word baby in the middle to it. And then don't forget that little heart that's been brought in as well. Then we move on, and Sharon has popped the baby in the pram. Doesn't that fit beautifully? Our baby really does look at home sat in that pram. And she's built this up on a little box. And when we open the box inside here, oh my goodness, are we in for a treat? Let's have a little look at this. We have got baby bunting. Baby bunting. What more could we ask for, hey? And throughout the bunting, we've got little elements of clothing. We've got the borders being used. We've got sentiments being added on. We've got Pebble the Bear in pink, Pebble the Bear in brown, Pebble the Bear in blue. We've got boy on the end here, and then a little dress on the end of that as well, a little top on the end of that. So lots of beautiful pieces going all the way throughout the bunting, and of course this could be made to any size you want it to be. So maybe we're talking baby decorations, baby's first birthday, could be all different reasons that we're hanging up the bunting, and this set is going to come in handy for that. Maybe they're just decorations for the nursery. That would work beautifully, wouldn't they? So let's see if we can pop those back into the box. And we'll pop the lid back onto that as well. Isn't that a lovely box though? To tie in beautifully that little gift that's going to be on the inside there for you. Then just a few more of these to go through and share with you. We've got another one done here by Lynn, where our little baby boy is holding onto his balloons. He's got his little bear with him. And we've got baby, hello little one, and boy, and then these beautiful flowers put through it as well. Then we've got another one here done by Ian. Ian's taken the hand and footprints and built those up around the back. He's been very clever as well, because he's stuck these on from the waste that has come out of the die set, but so he doesn't have to stick the toes on individually, he's added them in with a gel pen. And I thought that was a really nifty idea to use the waste elements as such to build up that background. Doesn't that look beautiful? Then we've got one here done by Wendy. Now Wendy has used that trick that Gwen shared with us just a little while ago, where she's taken the die, she's put an embossing mat on the top of it, a rubber mat, and sent it through. So it's embossed the background and left all of the pieces in place, and then gone to town with our inks to really decorate that up and create a beautiful backing plate. So again, when we're talking backing plate dies, it doesn't just have to be a die, we can emboss with them as well. Then this one's done by Ian. Ian here with our little baby down on the base here, and then our little bunny rabbit flying away in the air with the balloons with them. It's amazing how many people have attached things to the balloons. Isn't it lovely to see the kind of balloon stories that we've created? Very, very cool. Then another one here by Wendy, where she's added the baby on the stalk on the front, but also done some stamping in the background too, and added the sentiment special delivery, and did somebody order a baby? Did someone order a baby? Okay, moving on, let's have a little look next. And while I'm getting the next ones out, what's winning, Peter? Square or circle?
Squares.
Squares? Is it by a landslide? Is it by a little? What's the story?
Quite a few more, to be honest.
Really?
A lot of people opt in for both, but yeah, no, with squares roughly, I don't know, 20, 21-ish. Circles, sort of about 13-ish.
Do you feel like a proper news reporter?
I was busy scrabbling, writing them down.
Was you? I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You knew numbers and everything.
All numbers are approximate.
All numbers are approximate. Don't worry, you're not handing out the lottery details. We're all right today. Okay, so vintage pram. This one, by the way, retails for $12.99. It's one dice in here. It's quite a big die. To give you an idea of size, we are looking at 3.9 by 4.7. Not only does this one cut, you'll also notice that it debosses in these lovely little swags running across the bottom of the carriage there as well. This is great for putting little pearls over the wheels. That looks really pretty, and of course you can add them into the top there too. Something I did want to do, and I haven't done this, but I really, really, really wanted to, but time just doesn't always work in our favour. I wanted to turn this 3D. I wanted to put a wrap of card running around the back and make a little 3D pram for you. I'm going to try and fit it in at some point of life. I don't know when it's going to be, but I'm going to have to do it at some point. It's something I really want to do. But this would look beautifully done 3D'd. Maybe you could add a little toy or a little gift or something into it. I don't even know. I just feel it would be really, really pretty turned into a little 3D pram, maybe for a Wendy house or something along them lines. But I just think it would be really lovely to show you how easily this could be turned 3D. Now, a little bit of inspiration with our pram. This was me channeling my inner Tim Holtz, being honest with you. I always love that vintage kind of look that he creates, and I thought it would be fun to show you that we could do that with this collection too. So I've cut the pram, I've cut the backing to go behind it, I've played with lots of inks to distress it down. I've brought in one of our pattern match stamps in the background, our rose. I've brought in our vintage travel pieces from our stamps. I didn't use the dies, I've just used the stamps to add in some postmarks and elements. I've used our vintage paper, that lovely, I forgot the name of it, the Hessian style one that we've just launched. Memory like a sieve tonight. Linen, that's the one. Linen paper to make the flowers, and I've added some ribbons running through the top of the bow as well. Just building up.
Sharon says, which now I can't unsee. Thank you, Sharon. What did she say? I see owl eyes in the wheels.
Oh,
She's
yes.
run out of time.
Yes, very good.
Owl eyes, yeah.
Very, very, very good. I keep thinking that I want to snip them off as well and turn them into some glasses. I feel that you could do some kind of glasses effects with the wheels. Yeah. I think them wheels have got quite a lot of scope in them, to be honest. So maybe that's going to be another challenge that you're all going to come up with and do different things with. But I absolutely can see the owl eyes Sharon mentions. That'd be a rather cool way to use those, actually. So yes, lots of scope to play with the pram. So okay, this one's done by Diane. Now I love this, and I often confess this. Diane's bravery with colour always wows me. This lime, I love the lime card. It is one of our foundations cards. But I love it, but I'm never too sure what I'm going to do with it. And I never would have put it with a baby collection. But oh my goodness, doesn't it work beautifully? I love and adore this card. And the way she's added in these pieces coming out from under the layers. We've got the same colours being matched into the details added onto each of the flowers throughout. This little circle with a pierced detail on it, of course, is coming to us from the flower set. So not only are we using this die to lay it into the middles of the flowers, we've used them on the middles of the flowers around here. We've used them on the corners too. And then we've added on little hearts to the middles of the lace running through the pram. And those are the little green hearts that come out from the wheels. So another little use for you there. We've also got the best wishes being stamped onto that panel that of course comes to us with the baby set of stamps and dies. Then this one's lovely. This one is done by Wendy. So again, bringing in some mirror card this time to cut our pram out of, colouring in the red with a stays on pad, colouring in the black with a stays on pad, and letting the silver shine through in the swirly bit here and leaving the top in silver as well. Beautiful flowers added on, and doesn't this look nice where she's used, I forgot the name of it. You think I'd remember these things. What's my paper pad called that's by CE, that's got all of the fuchsias and the teals in? Come out with the Everlasting Love collection. Is it something like Clouds? I feel there's a cloud in it somewhere. I can't remember the name, but it's a lovely way that she's used the sort of fuchsia shades and the teal shades from that paper pad. We'll send Challenge Annika to go and get us a pad, shall we? And we can have a little look. Now, this is a good time. Oh, you've gone. I was going to come over to you, but you've gone. Warehouse. You've left me. Are you coming back or are you going?
I'll go look for your pad.
Okay. When he comes back, we'll show you the mission we've sent him on and what he's gone as.
Squeaky door.
Then we move on to another one here done by Wendy. Wendy's again brought in our pram and placed it on the front here of that lovely daisy circle, this time using the next layer down to cut out the aperture as well, and then added Hello Little One onto the top there, again cut from some of our blue mirror card. Then we move on and we've got one by Ian. I like the vintage feel to this, that elegant shabby chic feeling. I suppose it's the creams and the browns that have been brought in to make this really vintagey and lovely, but a beautiful one with the pram and the flowers added in around it. Then from there we go to Lynn, and Lynn has done this beautiful soft pink, and again she's brought in that linen paper to go underneath some of the brighter pink elements, and in the background she's once again done that technique that we mentioned that Gwen kind of showed us on one of her lives recently, of embossing that hand and footprint plate to give us an embossed background. I really do love, and I'm going to try and lift this up so you can see how beautifully that linen paper comes into play when teamed with our foundations card. Actually using the two different finishes together gives a really vintage luxury effect. I really, really like that. When I've used that paper, I've tended to team the paper with other shades of it instead of going off onto a different style, which is what we're achieving here with the brighter pink foundations. Then we move on to this one. Oh, I forgot, is this one? Oh, this one's Lynn. Lynn's back again this time with beautiful flowers coming in and being laid around the edge here of our eyelet circles and our eyelet squares. And then at the top here, we've got congratulations on the birth of your baby. And the little flowers being added through the centre here of the pram too. I warn you for this, buckle up. Our dear Kim has sent us another celebrity guest.
Annika's been out and about.
So we now have an Annika. We have an Annika in the building. So now we've got Annika to send to the warehouse. And Annika, how did you get on?
I bring you goodies.
Did Annika have a catchphrase? I'm pretty sure it wasn't, I bring you goodies. I don't feel that was what she said. Okay, we'll go back to that in a moment. Maybe somebody could help us out. Candy Clouds, I told you it got a clouds in it. So this is our Vintage Textures Candy Clouds paper pad. And this again is now available. It's a Creative Expressions product. There are, I should have read this before reading it, shouldn't I? I never remember anything. 24 double-sided, she has. I'm trying to think of a catchphrase. She must have had a catchphrase. There's 24, and now I'm thinking, I wonder if our Canadian viewers have a clue who Challenge Annika is, or anybody else from around the world.
Kim wants to know she should send me a jumpsuit.
That should be done. Little shell suit from the 90s.
Back to trunks in a minute.
No, we're not sticking you in trunks. Includes 24 double-sided 8x8 papers, and there is 4 sheets of each in the pad. So that was what Wendy used to create those effects. Moving swiftly on from Pete's Trunks chat, let's have a little look at the Baby Boy die set. So this one is the Baby Boy Essentials. The recommended retail price for this die set is $8.99. This is, actually I'm really surprised by that because that's quite a big die. One die giving you lots of different components. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces in this one die set. The actual die itself, to give you a scope of the panel, is 2.9 by 4.7 inches, and there is lots of ways we can use these pieces. You've seen them brought in lots of different ways. This one is a bit of a wower. This is our lovely box created by Wendy. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? And on this again was one of them projects. It's hard to know where to place it, but I feel that you're going to see lots of elements and recognise them already. But you will notice our little train and our little hanging mobile that are coming to us in the Baby Boy Essentials. We've also got the dummy coming in on this side, but you've also got things like the bottle and the heart, which are going to come up in just a second. There is also a border running around the central cake, and we've got the bear, and we've got a little teddy bear on the other side as well. Isn't that really cool? Now, wrapped around the edges, we have got our borders being used on all four sides, but different borders in different colours to match in with that lovely polka dot paper that Wendy has chose to use. And on the top, we've got flowers and congratulations on the birth of your baby, really showing how all of the elements are going to come together perfectly for you. Now, this is one I've done, and I've kept this one simple. I've just brought in some white work flowers, added in some custard card. You're going to be able to get the custard card on the shows on Saturday as well. And I've just used the word baby from this set, and I've used the bottle which is coming up from the Baby Girl Essentials. There is another little chest of drawers here that Wendy has created. I love this one. Again, very, very cute, and I really like the way that Wendy has added pearls to be her drawer handles, and then infilled the drawers with different elements. Once again, this could have fitted into a few different sets to share with you, but I'm more radiating towards the train, if I'm being honest. I thought the train is so cute and so lovely coming out the top there. You've also got the little suit as well, the little baby grey that's coming in too, with a little anchor debossed onto it as well. And then this one's lovely. This one's done by Lynn. Lynn's created us a very fun fold card, and on here again lots of different elements, but it's the train. I'm drawn into the train. We've got the train on here, we've got the border, we've got the baby grey, we've got the bears, we've got the hearts, we've got the duck, we've got all different elements, and again showing you how we can take smaller elements and land them onto these little focal areas to make a really cool effective card that actually folds down to be, I should imagine, not far off of an A6 or a C6, depending. It's certainly not a very big project, but actually very, very effective. I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I'd like a die to do that, if I'm being honest, and that's something I hadn't thought of before. Would have to be quite a big die though, might get quite expensive, but either way, isn't that lovely? Okay, moving forward, we will move on from Baby Boy Essentials and we'll look to Baby Girl Essentials. So this time we've got the building blocks, we've got the girl, we've got the duck, we've got the adorable little coat hanger, we've got the heart, we've got the little booties, and we have got the word girl. This one again, $8.99 is our recommended retail price, and there are so many pieces in this that you can go off and focus on. So I'm just going to flick through these quickly. Here's one I've done, and then I've done a little small one. This heart has got me, I'm going to be honest with you, I've used that in quite a few places, as you probably remember me calling out throughout the examples. Ribbons, again, these are our new ribbons coming into play here, adding around these. And then of course we've got the flower with both colours being used from that die set. Then we've got another fun fold, this time done by Diane. Now Diane's brought in the pram, she's popped in our little baby into the pram. We've got Baby Boy on the outside, and then when we open it up, we've got these lovely little pillar cubes running through it, and we've got all different decorations being added around it. So again, this is one of those that could have gone to different sets, but you've got the building blocks coming down with the baby, or BYAC actually, but you could spell baby if you prefer. You could have it random like this, you could do as you wish. We've got the train snipped off for one little square down here. We've got the hands, we've got the duck, we've got the hearts, we've got the mobile. They're all coming into play to decorate around the edges of that creation. Isn't that stunning? Such a cool, fun fold, and really, again, takes these smaller elements and gives them each a little landing spot, a little place to put them. This is making me think of the duck race that happens near where we are, Peter. That's a whole different element that we could take that down to. Wendy has been creative with our tags and brought in the big tags and layered lots of the elements running throughout them. Love the colour scheme that Wendy's used here, this lovely custard, pink, and again craft card, looking lovely, and this time it is actual craft card, it's not a new biscuit. Then we move on, this one's lovely, this is Lynn. Lynn's brought the tags in and she's made two. She's got a little baby girl running down one of them, and then she's got some Baby Girl Essentials going on the other one as well. She's got flowers in the corners and she's layered that up on our lovely daisy edge square. Then we've got one done by Diane. Now Diane's been throughout the collection, picked out all of the clothing and brought them in to make a little washing line. She's used our picket fence die to of course create the picket fence running across the bottom, and then added a little street sign onto it saying hello sweet baby, which I thought was a really cool little addition. Layering that with our lovely daisy edge squares once again. You can see that they love these, can't you? Aditi have been absolutely in awe of these. They've fitted them into virtually every project that I'm sharing with you. Now this one's cool. This one is done by Sharon. Sharon has been creative and made a little picture frame here and added in lots of elements throughout them. You're also going to see our die of the week being used on this project too, which I'll try and remember to give a little shout out to and explain what die of the week is, if I ever stop waffling, a little later on. Now then, let's move on to where we are next, because I'm very conscious of our time. Peter told me I'd only got an hour tonight. It was very mean, very unrealistic. And I said there is so much to get through. We've got to share it all with them because they need to see these amazing creations. Now the next set I'm going to share with you is with the Cherished Borders die set. There are 3 dies in here and the recommended retail price for this one is $13.99. I have a feeling it's going to be the length you would like to know on this, because it is going to be about how big a border we can put them onto, isn't it? So the length of each of these is 7.1 inches. You can extend them quite easily. You will see that they've all been left open to join onto. So if you do want to go bigger, if you want to do a 12 by 12, you want to wrap around things, you absolutely can do. But of course you can snip them down too. And then width wise, the smallest or thinnest is 0.8 inches. The widest is 1.2 inches. You've seen lots of these being used throughout the examples already, but Diane's card here wowed me with the borders coming in down the side. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. And again, teaming so beautifully in with the colours that she's used for our enchanted sprinkles throughout the layers, on the wording, and then of course bringing in our lovely stork and 3Ding his wings or her wings to give that beautiful effect with our baby being delivered. Now Sharon's been creative and brought the borders in and added them on here. She's also added the train as a little addition, pulling along the hearts, which I thought was a lovely little finish, and then added the congratulations on the birth of your grandchild. This one's lovely by Ian. Ian's kept this very clean and simple, a style I love but I'm not necessarily good at. Adding in the flowers down the front here, bringing in the border, filling it full of some of our gemstones glitter, adding in the sentiment, and again gemstone glittering the grandchild element. Lynn has created this lovely one, and Lynn has created a little window, and in it she has hung our borders. You can see them there flying through the air, and then on the inside we've got little clouds once again on a day's sky, which works really, really nicely. It's giving washing line vibes, isn't it? And isn't that a cute one to create? And quite effective, but actually hopefully not too difficult to do. Now this is lovely. Again, another kind of washing line effect that Ian has created by adding the bordering across the top there, adding baby boy and our little bunny bear on there too. And then Wendy's got creative and brought in some of the elements, snipped them apart and used them to decorate around her shaker card, to which she has added Pebble the bear in the middle with lots of little pink beads, which looks really, really pretty and very tactile to touch. Now we move on. We have 2 more big dies to have a little look at, and I feel like we've seen this one again an awful lot, but it's nice to share with you. Dedicated inspiration to it. This one is our baby prince die. Its recommended retail price is $16.99. Its size is 6 by 6 inches, and it comes with 2 dies. So we've got that separate edge and then our main panel. The main panel of course can be multi-cut if you would like it to be. It can of course be cut down, so you can use any area of this. When I do bigger dies like this for backgrounds, I try to always keep the scope in a sense that you could cut this down to wherever you want it to be, whatever size and panel edge you want it to be, and it still keep its integrity, still keep its design, still keeps its beauty. And this is really what I wanted to do with this one. If you do want to leave it in your card, you can do that. So if we have a little look at this one here, for instance, you will see that it will work beautifully as an actual aperture creator, because we can leave that outside die off. If you don't wish to, you can have it so that it actually just creates an opening, and then I've done that on the front of my card, and it just creates that beautiful, elegant fretwork style running around the front there. You don't have to do it all in one pass through your machine if you don't want to, but with my one I did. I took a card blank, I opened it out, I put the die on it, I sent it through, and then I trimmed it top and bottom. I then added some pieces onto the sides of it. You've seen me make that style of card a few times, but it's a really fun creation to be able to make with the baby prints. I've then added Pebble the bear onto the front of it. Now this is really lovely. This one's brought to us by Sharon. Now this is a bit of a wow. I'm going to be honest with you, this one did take my breath away. I thought this was a lovely idea. So again, we've got our lovely tag added on here. We've got congratulations on the birth of your baby. We've got hand and footprints being dotted around. We've got our lovely daisy squares. Around the edge here, we've got our borders being brought in to give an edge to the box. But I don't know about you. Whenever there is a new arrival, we have to go and buy something, don't we? It's an excuse to hit up the baby aisle and buy some beautiful little baby clothes. This is the perfect way to send them, isn't it? This perfect addition to have in a beautiful box. When we've gone and bought these special little goodies, we want to make sure that we deliver them in a memorable way. And a box like this is a lovely way to do it. And I thought that was such a special effect, such a special memory box that could then be used for many a moon to come. And a really lovely decorative way to hand over a baby grow or two, or a few little prezzies on the arrival, or maybe a birthday. Now, moving forward, we've got one here done by Diane. Again, Diane's embossed that background plate. She has added on these beautiful flowers, once again with some distressing. She's brought in Pebble the bear, added a little bow to her hair and a gem on top of that. And again, brought in some of our linen paper. This one again is done by Diane. This time bringing in Pebble the bear on the clouds and layering this on our circles above that background. Then we've got one by Sharon. Sharon's gone very elegant in her blues and creams. That looks very lovely. Then Ian's been creative with our gemstones glitters once again, sticking that background over a self-adhesive sheet and infilling it with glitters. Then we move on and Wendy has been very creative. She has turned this into the front of her card. So you can see that lovely fretwork panel being used this time. And then on the inside, we've got the rocking horse and a couple of little sentiments too. Then we move forward from there and we've got that panel once again being used with some mirror card underneath it to give a very luxurious finish to that one. And then lastly, from that one, we've got one that Lynn's created where she's paper pieced back in all of the hand and footprints in different colours that she's cut out and added on Pebble the bear and a couple of sentiments and then stamped her backing paper with the different stamps that are brought to you from both of the sets that look really lovely. Okay, our last main focal die to share with you, so I'm hoping you're all still with us. Have we had a change in leadership of the squares versus circles, or are we still team squares, Peter?
Still team squares.
Still team... There's time for you to change. If you're team circle, you might have to bring somebody else in to help you vote on it, but you've still time. Then we move on to our rocking horse. The Rocking Horse die set is a winner in my eyes. This one is absolutely beautiful. And if I could remember where I'd put the post, I'll tell you how much it is. Here it is. Rocking Horse is $14.99. There are 3 dies in this one. And size-wise, the largest die is 5.2 by 4.4 inches. Not only will this cut, it will also deboss for you some of the decorations running around the base of the Rocking Horse. And of course, some of the hair and tail elements too. Now, this is, as I said to you earlier, whenever I see a rocking horse, I always think of Christmas. So I went and did this Christmas card, and I was all right with it. It's okay, it's not too bad. Then, just then, this arrived. This is done by our dear Diane. Now, the box on its own blew me away. When me and Pete unpacked these, we were like, oh my goodness, isn't that the most yummiest box you've ever seen? These beautiful poinsettias, our ferns, all teaming together with that beautiful daisy edge squares. It just works, doesn't it? The daisy lace squares coming into their own, showing you there how we can use them at Christmas. We can use them all year throughout. Then we took the lid off. It's too good, isn't it? I don't think we should share it. I don't know if we should talk about it.
It's incredible, isn't it?
I don't know if we should do this. What do you reckon?
Have you seen the little train?
Oh, the train. So, moving on in. This, of course, is our beautiful card created by Diane, bringing that rocking horse into the focal there, adding in that poinsettia flourish across the base with the ferns to match in beautifully with the lid, and then adding in the congratulations on the birth of your baby sentiment at the top, and then the train with a little ducky the ABC blocks and the little teddy down here on the base too. I don't know about you guys, I fell in love with this. If I was sent this at Christmas to celebrate the birth of my new baby, I would be absolutely delighted. And it doesn't have to be at Christmas, it might just be a winter birth. But what a lovely way to send something that is truly going to be cherished for literal generations to come. This to me was a wow, wow, wow card that I truly fell in love with. So you're going to have to let me know in the comments, what do you think? But to me, wow, wow. Moving on to give you a few other bits of inspiration. This one is beautiful. This one's done by Ian. Ian has again brought in our circles, turned them into our little rocker, which is perfect to sit our rocking horse on, of course. He's used, again, the circles from the daisy lace circles to create the effects that you can see, and then added and layered up the lovely rocking horse. Then this one's rather special. This one again done by Sharon. Sharon has added the rocking horse going over the edge of the card. So it gives you a little peek into the insert. And then lastly from these, now last example I believe I'm going to share with you is done by Wendy. And Wendy has brought in our heart stencil and then added the rocking horse and the congratulations on the birth of your grandchild onto it. Now, I know that was an awful lot of samples to share with you this evening, but I'm hoping you've enjoyed seeing through all of them. I would like to take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to the DT, because if you can see the hours upon hours of fun and joy they've had in creating all those amazing samples. There is so many elements there that they've brought together to hopefully give you some inspiration on what you could be creating with this collection. So from me and Pete and all of the team here at HQ, just truthfully thank you, and it's a joy to see and be able to share with everyone the joy and passion that you've been putting into this collection. And we always say this, don't we? But it's true. We can see you love the collection by just how far you've taken it and how much you've made with it and the directions you've taken it off and into. You can clearly see you've had a lot of fun whilst playing. So thank you very, very much for all of your hard work and for being able to let us share all of that inspiration with all of the viewers. Thank you. Now, before I let you see us make something, let's have a little look at these just to finish off. These are, there's no samples of these ones, but there is, because you've seen them all loads and loads of times, but there is a little glimpse to show you the boards that go with our little dies here. Whenever you see them in the packet, they might look kind of small because we purposely pack them as small as we possibly can, but actually they are mighty. When we turn these over, every part of that packaging is filled full of a die, and that's the way we like it to be. There are 4 different ones here. Let's give you a little run through. Congratulations on the birth of your grandbaby is $5.99. Hello Little One is $4.99. Let the Adventures Begin is $3.99. And our last one is congratulations on the birth of your baby, and that one is $5.99. So 2 price points, $5.99, $3.99. Oh, and a first one, $4.99. So $3.99, $4.99, $5.99. Can you tell I took my Post-its off, got stuck up with them, and have no idea what one's what? Good. I'm glad I'm not alone in this.
I try my best.
Somewhere between, it's not your fault, it was my fault.
I keep him in line.
Not your fault at all. If you have any questions about those or any of the other items that we've shared with you this evening, then please let me know in the comments. But if you have no questions, shall we finally do a demo? Should we do something with this little lot and show you how it's all going to come together before we show you any other goodies? Do we have any questions, Peter, while I find my goodies to demo with?
No, I don't think so. Just a lot of love for the samples and the DT and all the hard work they put in.
They're amazing, aren't they? Yeah. And I know they have so much fun, but it is so lovely that they put in so much and share with us so much and give us their time and efforts, because it's just a joy to be able to share them with you. And they do, you know, I know I say this, but they go above and beyond, don't they? Every single one of them, they just go above and beyond. We're so lucky. Okay, I promise this was done before Diane's arrived. I do promise. I'm not trying to compete. I'm not going to compete. That card in that box, way out of my league. So, but I do want to share this with you. This was one I thought we'd create, and this brings in our Christmas rocking horse once again. And I know this is cheeky because of possibly you've already done your Christmas cards, but if you're like me and still working on them, to see that this collection could come in and work nicely with some of your Christmas elements and team it together is really great. And it also shows that a baby collection isn't just for babies. It can be for all year in all different styles. So we're going to bring in a couple of different bits with this one. We are going to bring in the Ferns die set, which has just come back in stock here at HQ. We're going to bring in the Elegant Poinsettias. And what might take you by surprise is we're going to bring in our Jolly Christmas paper pad from Woodware. because this is going to make the layers in which we create with for our card. Now I'm very conscious of time, so I'm going to try and do this a bit quicker. You all know how a die works. You've heard the machine whir and grr many a time. So shall we just bring in some of the layers that I've already cut for you so that you don't have to listen to them whir. So I've taken our lovely tartan, check, gingham. I never know what one's what. Should we call it check?
Sorry, a bit blurry. Gingham? I don't know.
We're going to go with check. So we're going to take our check paper and we're going to send it through the machine with our lovely eyelet square dies, and we're going to cut this one out so it looks something along these lines. We're going to add our 1mm foam tape to the reverse of these, and we're going to add our little gold gems around each of those flowers so that we've got a really beautiful layer. We're then going to bring in some of our brand new red card. This is the Christmas red that is of course available on the show this Saturday, and we'll soon be heading out the door to our lovely stockists around the world as soon as we tell them officially that it's there for them to purchase. So we'll now take that and we're going to add this onto our 8x8 card. Was that actually 8 1/4 if I remember rightly? But I'll give you a measurement in just a second because your die is 8, so it's slightly bigger than that. Then we're going to move on up on our card. We're going to bring in some of our coconut white, and we're going to take off the 1mm foam tab lids off of the reverse of this one, and we're going to place that into the centre of our square. Then from there, we're going to go into our decorative edge squares. Now this, of course, is that lovely little edge which I've really struggled to settle on a name for this evening, but it's the one that comes in with the daisy lace squares. And we've gone ahead and we've cut that out of this lovely paper, again from Francois's paper pad. Now this time I've gone for the pattern side instead of the check side. Of course, you could go check again if you prefer. We could have check on check, but I actually felt those lovely vintage snowflakes and writing and journaling elements would look kind of pretty to go with this one. So we're going to take the reverse or the top off of the foam tape on that panel, and we're going to add that onto our card, and we will just check. Yeah, we'll go for a 10 card this time. I'm going to add that one down on there. We're then going to go for a plain circle. So this, of course, is from our plain circle set. And we're going to go back to that beautiful red card, which has just come in the door, our lovely, beautiful Christmas red card from Foundations. And we're going to place that down in the centre. And then on top of that, we're going to go back to our coconut white. We're going to go back to our daisy lace circles. And again, with our 1mm foam tape, we're going to take this layer off and we're going to add it onto the red. Now already, we are building up quite the scene here, aren't we? And this is what I mean with these dies. Yes, we can use them with a baby collection, but this could be all manner of Christmas decorations, couldn't it? We could add a tree in there, we could add loads of poinsettias, we could add some nice big sentiments, we could even bring in some of the woodware stamps. You imagine Francois's lovely little cheeky mouse being added into the centre of that panel. That would work too. That daisy edge just works, doesn't it? But oh no, we are going to stick on form and we're going to go for our rocking horse. So I've already cheekily gone ahead and I've cut one of these out of gold and I've cut one of these out of white, if I can retrieve it. And with some alcohol markers, I've just coloured in the horse. Just different areas, different shades. This one's slightly pinker than my one, but that's fine. I do not mind what shade we end up with. It's just to give you a nice idea. And then we're going to use some of our glue to go around the reverse of the horse before we add it onto the gold, because we're going to create a drop shadow effect with that gold just shining through, just a little halo of gold, nothing too heavy. Do we have any questions or comments while I'm building this together, Pete? I've got to add some foam tape, so you've got a minute. If you've got anything to ask.
No, just gingham seems to be the general consensus.
Gingham? Yeah, we're going to go with gingham. I'll start with gingham.
Yeah.
I'd like to pretend I'll remember that. I probably won't. I have a memory like a fish.
Neither will I.
I feel tartan is different size lines and patterns.
Yeah.
So gingham, yeah, gingham works. Yeah, gingham ribbon. I would have called it gingham ribbon. So why did I get that block? Why did I go to checkered? I don't know. But then if you had a checkered flag, would look gingham, but it would be white and black. So is it down to the colour that we call that a checkered instead? We're going back to the educating Joey Essex bit of the evening,
I'm wondering where we're going to go.
Potentially. We're going to go off on them kind of tangents again, aren't we? I can hear it already. I'm questioning things. I should never question things. It doesn't work. So 1mm foam tape, and we're just going to cut some of this down and add it onto the reverse here of our rocking horse. We'll add a little bar running across the bottom there. And then we're going to add a couple of bits up the top. So I'm trying to think, is there any other news and bits we can tell people about this evening, Peter? I think all of our secrets are out now, aren't they?
I think some of them are out.
Oh, here you go again with crypticness. I don't even know what you're being cryptic about anymore.
No, I don't, but we can't have them thinking that, you know, everything's out.
No?
Lots of goodies en route.
Oh, is there?
Maybe.
I know nothing. Where's my little card? I feel like I had other things to be telling the world about this evening. I'll have to go back to that in a moment, I think.
Have we done our question yet?
Oh, we haven't done our question. That, I think, is what I'm struggling with. I could tell there was something in my head and I just couldn't think of what it was. Sort of one marble rattling around up there. So if you would like to win this evening's creation, please let us know in the comments, what's your favourite baby name? Now, this might be the name that you chose to use for your children, if you have children. It might be the name that you called your first pet. It could be anything, but in general, what's your favourite baby name? My first pet was called Rebound. I don't think that would make a good name for a baby, but it was my first pet. But yeah, let us know in the comments what your favourite baby name is. Now, as I say, it could be one that you've already used, or it could be as times change. You know, if you had your children a few years back, something new might have come along, like Apple, that you've fallen in love with. So let us know in the comments, what's your favourite current baby name? Whether it's one that you've already had and used, or maybe it's just one that you're encouraging more people to use. Mine, to give you a random idea, is Sebastian. I absolutely adore the name Sebastian, and I have tried to convince every person I know, including my sister who has had 3 children, and then my niece, who of course has just had baby Ivy, that they would really like to call them Sebastian. We don't have a Sebastian. There is no Sebastians. I just really love the name. But I also like Nathaniel, so I would have Sebastian and Nathaniel, which I don't know if Sebastian and Nathaniel would be happy about that. But they're the names I like. So if you have some names you would like to share with us in the comments, please feel free to. And Pete will pick one winner before we end this evening to win the card that we create. I'm going to bring that down a little bit because it looked like the horse was trying to eat the fern, and we don't want him to look like he's trying to eat the fern. So we're going to take the fern off. The fern has been cut from our new linen paper in that lovely green. I love this green. It's like a Harrodsy green. Really elegant and perfect for the fern dye. Now, if you do want a bit more structure to it, you can use a self-adhesive sheet, put it onto some card and cut it out, and then they'll be really strong. I actually really prefer them quite delicate because they're more fern-like if you just cut them out of the paper as they are, and they've still got quite a lot of strength. They're still going to be a nice embellishment for a long time to come. The flowers, I've gone ahead in exactly the same way, and I've cut these out of the same paper, and then I've just added some of our gold gems to the middles using some of the Simply Creative 6mm gold gems for the centres of these. And we're just going to bring in a few of these and dot them around the card, different sizes in different areas, all coming from that one die set. And then we're going to add this one off just over on the corner here as well. There we go, and that is card number 1. So whether we go for a more beige horse, oh, I haven't added the saddle, have I? Wait there, we haven't added the additions. We've got the additions, let's add those. They really do bring it all together, and they tie in the gold that we find within the gems, and of course within the flowers. Give me 1 second, we'll add some glue onto that one, and we'll place the saddle in place there between the 2 flowers. And then we'll bring in this little cheeky bit as well. And we'll add this on too. Have we had any names come in, Peter?
Yeah, quite a few.
Oh, go on then, give us the rundown. You're rather quiet tonight, Peter. I think that's star worthy.
So, you can't just dish the stars.
I can dish the stars out. If we're getting baby names and we're not getting told them, I need to know about this.
So we've had Maya, Thea Rose.
Maya's lovely. Thea Rose? Thea Rose, that's a nice one. I've not heard of that before. That sounds like a Hollywood actress.
Poppy, which is my
Poppy's nice.
niece's
Yeah, we've got a
name.
niece called Poppy, haven't we?
Yeah. Dickin from the Secret Garden, says Alison, our lovely glue lady. Alison met Gwen, didn't she, at the weekend?
She did.
She
did.
Little demo day down
Glitter
at
Bits,
Glitter
Crafts
Bits,
and Gifts.
Crafts and Gifts down in Morsley. I think everyone had a great time, which is nice. Milo's another one.
Milo's nice.
Yeah, I like Milo.
I've liked all of them that you've said so far, though, to be honest. I always think it must be such a responsibility to name a child. I struggled enough with a cat.
We settled with Sherlock.
We did settle with Sherlock. We did. And wouldn't change it for the world. Okay, so shall we fit in one more demo before we go? And we'll try and do it as quick as we did that one, just so that we're not here all evening for you. Because I'm conscious that we're nearly up to 2 hours already. And that really isn't what you need on a Monday evening, is it? But it is nice to have the chance to share with you such in-depth look throughout the collections and give you some inspiration on what you could be doing. So we're going to bring in, for this card, and we are going to use our lovely Pebble the Bear. Just in case you haven't seen our stamp and die sets before, it can be really nice to be able to get a little bit of inspiration on how they're going to work together for you. So first of all, we're going to load some card into our stamp press. We're going to find the stamp that we wish to be working with, and we're going to go for Pebble holding the balloon. We're going to bring that in and we can place it wherever we wish to, because we're going to be cutting it out with the matching die, and we're going to find some ink to work with. Now, of course, depending on the ink that you're going to be working with, depends on the medium in which you can choose to colour with. So we are going to use our quick dry pigment ink pads in Panther Black, because I would choose to colour with alcohol markers. These are also waterproof, so you could of course be using watercolour paints and misters and bits like that if you prefer. But we would take Pebble, we would stamp Pebble out, and then we would bring in the matching die, which I have here somewhere, and we would place that around the edge of Pebble and send it through the machine. Once that has happened, Pebble would look something like this with a little bit of colouring. So again, just with some alcohol markers, Pebble's been coloured in to bring to life and give that beautiful effect. So we'll place these off to one side and we'll pretend that we just did all of that, because you don't want to watch all of that happen, do you? We haven't got time in day for that. So we'll bring in some layers and we'll start building this card together. So this time we're going to go for a 7x7 card, if I remember rightly. We're going to bring in a piece of our biscuit cardstock, and we're going to place that one down first of all. And we're going to go for a standard opening card, side opening card this time. We're then going to bring in our second size down with that beautiful black picket edge. And we're going to place that on. I still don't think picket's the right word. I don't know where picket comes from. Picket makes me think of fences. I need the name for that. Scalloped? Scallop doesn't sound right, because our scallops don't normally have holes in. Eyelet, scalloped eyelet. I don't know. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to need to know by Saturday an official name, aren't I? I can't do this on TV. And then we're going to bring in our lovely daisy lace square, and we're going to place that into the middle. And we're using that beautiful blue Whisper card, by the way. So if you're seeing this shade and thinking, I need that, it is a beautiful blue. I know I love a blue and white card, don't I? I do a lot of these. And I do like our Blue Dusk and our Periwinkle. Our Periwinkle's just come back in stock. Hip, hip, hooray. But this actually, I think, might pip it to the post. This Blue Whisper is so soft. Then we're going to bring in our white circle already cut from the same set. And then I might do the bow first, actually. If I do the bow first, then I can see where we're going to be landing with our teddy. So we're going to bring in some ribbon and we're going to tie this around the card. We're going to bring it down, and then I tie my bows like I do my shoelaces. That isn't something to be boastful for. There's many different ways to tie bows, and quite often they can look a lot more fancy than the way I do mine. Gwen gives great bow tips. She really does. The times I've watched Gwen do a bow on a live and she makes them look beautiful. My tip has always been, if when you pull your loops, instead of pulling them flat against each other, if you put your thumbs in them so that they've got a bit of body to them and then pull against them, instead of flattening your loops, you'll keep more 3D loops. They'll be more rounded. I'm not saying you can't plump them back up afterwards if you prefer, but that is my tip for keeping a plump loop when you do your tying. We're then going to cut against this to create our little swishes. We'll take those bits out of the way, and then we can bring in our bear. And we're going to move that over just a smidge, just a little bit. just so Pebble's got a little bit more room. And we're going to stand Pebble just around about there, I suppose. And then we can bring in Hello Little One. Hello Little One. I'll pop that on the side there as well. So if you haven't already, let us know in the comments what your favourite baby name would be or is. And we will pick one winner to win the card that we've created this evening. I've speed crafted to make sure we've got a couple to give you.
Quick question for Jasmine, which...
hello, Jasmine.
Hello, Jasmine.
Hello, Jasmine.
I think she probably missed the beginning. Is there new homework for this week?
So homework, Jasmine. Homework is not taking a break, but it's not been announced as yet because we have a little mission for you all that will come clear. I hope that I'm going to say the next few days, next week, maybe next week. All I'm allowed to tell you at this stage is that's your clue. That is a little glass Christmas tree. But you might not see it too well. But that's your clue. But more will come in. Something that we need hasn't yet been delivered for me to give you any more information. But I will as soon as I can. So in the meantime, enjoy the rest, kick back and relax. But if you would like to, then of course, share with us what you've been creating on the group, because we always have to see what you're up to, homework or not. So join in and play along and just share with us what you've been doing. But homework regards, we will be back soon with a new mission that I'm actually rather looking forward to. So we'll see what that works out to be. Now that completes our second card. And of course, it's been a very long evening and you're probably sick of me. So I'm going to try and be quiet and hurry and leave you in peace. If you have any other questions, let us know in the comments and I will do my best to answer them for you before we leave you in peace. Don't forget that this collection will be launching exclusively on Saturday on Hobby Maker at 1 PM and 5 PM. And then it will be coming out to our stockists around the world the following Tuesday at 10 AM. Other bits that you might wish to know about that you might not have seen or heard of or missed. It is official now that Creative Expressions are a distributor for Polka Doodles. I know that you're watching our Monday Night Natter at what started at 7 PM. You may have missed that last Wednesday we did a Polka Doodles Wednesday, I don't know what we called it, Wednesday Natter Polka Doodles, something along them lines. But we had a little look through lots of cards and we did lots of techniques and we hopefully gave you a bit of inspiration of what you could be creating with some of the brand new polka doodle items that are available through Creative Expressions stockists. If you missed that live, you can of course catch up on the Facebook page or you can go back and watch it on YouTube. But there was lots of fun to be had with the Polka Doodles family. There is more polka doodles coming, more new polka doodles coming, and we will be telling you about that shortly. Lots of the items that were on these cards that we demoed for you last week sold out everywhere. Here at HQ, at a lot of the stockists, we've had stockists on the phone saying, when's it coming back, when's it coming back, when's it coming back? The good news again, stockists, if you're watching, the back in stock items arrived today. So again, on the website, you will be able to find lots of Polka Doodles bits. If you're one of our stockists, then of course you can go and find them from our stockists as they receive their orders in the next few days. There will be new Polka Doodles that we'll be telling you about shortly as well. Then in other news, in case you missed it, just because while I've got you here, I like to make sure that you know everything. It's so easy to blink and miss things at the moment. There is so much going on here at HQ. It is ridiculous. And if the FUDs don't give it away, what am I going to talk about with you next? We are going to chat woodware. Just before we let you go, this little lot is back in stock woodware designs. So if you didn't see the video that we uploaded, there is over 50 woodware stamps back in stock. Norman is back in the building. He has been heading out to stockists literally around the globe. So it isn't just here in the UK, you're going to be able to find these in lots of different places. You can pop onto the website and see all of the different designs in much more detail than I'm giving you right now. But this just gives you a quick overview, let's do it this way for you, of some of the woodware designs that are now back in stock. There is loads to go through, literally loads of them, over 50 of them, but they are now back in the building and heading out as we speak. Personal favourites include the sausage dog, the cake and the pandas. I thought they were lovely. But there is absolutely loads, including the best-selling of all-time woodware stamp, which is this one here. So lots and lots of those heading out the doors to our stockists, just in case you missed that update last week, I believe. Okay, is there any other goodies or news we need to share with these lovely people before we leave them in peace, Peter?
Well, Jasmine wants to know, is Jamie Bond coming back for the mission?
No. No. Jamie Bond's not coming back for the mission.
Maybe.
No. It's not that big a mission, but it is a homeworking mission. It's a fun mission, but it's not a look at our wall mission. Not yet. Bond's on holiday.
He will return.
Really?
Oh, I think he'll return.
Don't know. Should we give a winner?
Give a winner.
Give a winner.
Give
Okay.
a winner.
Are you ready with your sound box? Can we come over to you?
Oh.
Oh, Annika's letting us
Annika's
down
on.
tonight.
Yes.
Annika's not on
She
it.
is.
Over to our independent adjudicator.
Thank you all for watching us this evening. It's been a joy to have you all with us and taking part. Thank you for all your name suggestions as well. Our winner this evening is... That always goes on longer than I expect. Our winner this evening is Barbara Walton. So congratulations, Barbara. The name Willow. I love the name Willow.
Oh, Willow's lovely.
Cute. Lovely, isn't it? So if you want to drop us an email, Barbara, jamierogerscrafts@hotmail.com, and let us know if you want your cards signed or not, and we'll get them out to you. All right. Thank you very much. Over to the boss man.
Congratulations, Barbara, and thank you all for taking part in our questions this evening. Don't forget, this collection will be launching exclusively on Hobby Maker this Saturday at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. I'd love you to come and join me. We've got lots of inspiration and lots of ideas to share with you, and it should hopefully be a couple of fun hours filled full of crafty goodness. So 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. on Hobby Maker. There will of course be a couple of cheeky bargains as well for you. There will be a special offer on our Sentiments Collection new baby set of dies, and there will be a cheeky little offer on the pierced layered flower as well. So it'll certainly be worth coming and tuning in and joining in. There'll also be some of that new card, and don't forget the ribbon bundles as well. As I said earlier, over 100 new ribbons are launching here with us at Creative Expression, so there's lots of those to look forward to. In case you've missed it, by the way, oh, I know what I was going to do. Could you go and grab me very quickly one of Gwen's bundle cards or packs while we chat die of the week? Just something else I wanted to talk to you about, and then we'll tell you about Gwen's bundle before we leave you to go, because you need to be here Thursday at 7 for that. This is our die of the week for this week. This is Wings of Wonder Collection Butterfly Swirl Corner. Its recommended retail price is $9.99. Several of our stockets currently have it on offer for only $7.99. It has two dies in here, your main corner and then your butterfly element that can layer on top or below it. And here is, and I'm not meant to share these with you, and Tracy will be yelling at the screen, so I'm not allowed to share too many, but there's a few samples there from Siobhan, Sharon and myself to give you a little bit of inspiration, but keep an eye out every day at 4 p.m. when we will share more inspiration with them on our posts on the Creative Expressions page. Now, speaking of bargains, Gwen will be with you 7 p.m. on Thursday with her latest bargain bundle. If you've not tuned into these before, these are amazing. This is your chance to save a fortune. It's a bundle of Creative Expressions goodies brought to you with a huge saving, and then inspiration with Gwen. Gwen at 7 p.m. on Thursday will be here right on this page. She will take you through the bundle. She will show you lots of inspiration from the DT, Sue Wilson herself and Gwen, and then she will do some demos with them too. Now, this bundle pack has got a big saving on it. Let's have one handed in here from Annika and share with you just a little bit of inspiration from this and a little bit of, or not inspiration, but bargainness. The bundle itself should retail for $57.96. You're saving over £30. It is only $24.99. You can join Gwen 7 p.m. on the 6th of November right here on the Creative Expressions page, where she'll take you through each of the dies found within the bundle, and as I say, give you some inspiration from Sue herself and the DT, and tell you where this bundle will be available. Some of our stockists already have it in stock, so do shop around a little, but on Thursday evening at 7, Gwen will have a list of stockists that have purchased this and have it available for you. It does, as I say, feature $57.96 worth of goodies for only $24.99. So you're saving more than you're spending. You're saving £30 and only spending $24.99. There is a limited availability with these. If you haven't seen her bundle bargains before, they do tend to sell out rather quickly. So don't dilly-dally if you like the look of that one. It might already be worth having a little look around to see where you can get it, or making sure you're live with Gwen at 7 p.m. on Thursday so you don't miss out. Okay, well, that's the last bit of news we've got for you this evening. Let's leave you all in peace, but thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking with us for a very long Monday night Natter. I hope you've enjoyed it. Me and Pete certainly have.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being with us, and we will see you, or I will see you, on Saturday on Hobby Maker, and Gwen will be with you at 7 p.m. on Thursday. Thank you for joining us. Thank you once again to our design team for all the incredible creations we've been able to share with you this evening. From me, good night.
And good night from Annika.
Good night from Annika.
See you soon.
Night all.
Night night.